Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss pipeline in Microsoft Fabric. Okay, so in last video, I discussed about the data flow in Fabric. So obviously, what we can do is we can create a data flow to perform the ETL operation. That means it is going to connect with the one specific source. From that source, it will extract the data. Then we can perform the numerous kinds of transformations on the data, and then we transform the data. We can load into the any specific database or any specific destination that we were loaded the data into the lake house. So this is what we call as one activity what we perform, but after injection of data, or if the data injection gets failed, I have to do something else. Okay, so what we can do in that case, we can create a pipeline. So if I go to the new item, I'll show you how we can create a pipeline. Okay, so just select data pipeline. So again, data pipeline is used to ingest data and schedule the workflows. Okay. So if I select this, so this will pop up for the pipeline name. So what I will do is I will say, okay, so demo pipeline. Okay, I will say this is my demo pipeline. Right. Okay. So this is the pipeline explorer. Okay, it is very similar. Meaning, if you are familiar with the data factory, you can say that this is a explorer for the data factory. So here, what you can do is you can create a pipeline. Okay, so the view is same. It's not like that exactly. It is the data factory, but yes. So what you can do is you can use instant copy assistance. If you want to copy the file from one location to another location, or if you want to copy the data from a file into the lake house, you can do that with the help of copy assistance also. Okay. Then you can connect to the sample data that is even fine. You can use the templates that is even fine. So what I will do in this case, okay, let me pick the one of the sample data. So let me select the sample data. It will make the connection, okay, with the data. So here, this is the activity, copy data activity. I have selected copy data from sample data to lake house file. Okay, so what data? So use this template to copy data from sample data NYC taxi green to lake house file. Okay, so this is going to copy a data, meaning this is going to copy a file into the lake house file folder, right? So if you want to copy data from other samples supported by, please use copy assistant to create your pipeline. Okay, so this, if I select this, this is going to select the one specific data set. Otherwise, this is also very similar. If I select the copy assistant, we can select the different sample data. So we will get an option. So if I come to the sample data, I'm using sample data, but here you can see that list of connectors and all. So you can connect with the many sources. If I say view more, so this is the one, but if you say new, so there is a folder, then SQL Server, Oracle Server, MySQL database. So lots of things. SAP HANA is there, Snowflake. So from almost all the kinds of cloud platforms, you will be able to connect. Okay. So here I will say sample data, and from this I will select, let's say, instead of public holiday. Okay, if I go and select this COVID-19 tracking project. Okay, it's one small set of data I'm going to select. This is the CSV file. If you want to change the file type, you can change the file type here. So this supports the CSV file, JSON file. Meaning these are the types. Okay, if you have any other type of format, you will be able to, but I don't think so. It will be converted to the table at the easiest way. Okay, so this is the data. This is the preview of data, and I would like to load this data, okay, into the lake house table using copy activity. And this is the part of copy activity is a part of pipeline. Okay. So I will say next. So we have selected a source. Next is source is our meaning destination is our lake house. So here, if you want to create new, you can say new lake house. Okay, meaning say if you select the lake house from here, new fabric item. If you want to continue with the existing, you can go down and select this. So what he wants to do, you wants to copy the file or you wants to copy the folder. Okay, so you can, sorry, you can save the data in the form of table, or you can copy the files. Okay, if I select files, it will ask the folder. Okay, so by default it will be a root folder. Okay, so these are the folders there. So I'll select root folder. I'm not going to select anything else. Yes, I will say okay. So I'm not going to enter any. So if you want to change the file name, you can change the file name COVID data. Okay, dot CSV we are loading. Yes, dot CSV we are loading. So I will keep this, and then copy behavior and all. Okay, just select, or if you skip to select this, I think this will automatically take care of it. Then I'll say next. Okay, don't change any type of compression and all. Okay, so I will say next, and then if I say save and run. Okay, so this is the view of data factory. Okay, so here you can, and this is what we call is pipeline. Okay, so what does it mean by pipeline? We will see. Okay, so now let's finish this. Still, this is running, and let me open this once again, so that you will be able to see that how the file is copied or not. Okay, and what we can do in pipeline, that we will see. Okay. So this is successfully completed this pipeline running. Okay, then I will go to my lake house, and what we have copied is a file to this files folder. So just wait, it should show the CSV file here. Okay, so you can see that just now I have in its date and time, you can see that just now I copied this 5 MB CSV file into this folder by using the pipeline. So let's say I would like to create the one more table here for the COVID data. So you can do that. Okay, again, what I will do is uh, this is the invoke pipeline. Okay, that is different. Meaning if you have, if you want to invoke the pipeline here into this pipeline, then you will be able to do this. Right. So again, I would like to select the copy data activity. Okay, what I will do is I will say copy data, or use copy data systems. I'm using this. Then same thing I will do. Okay, so if I say sample data, COVID-19 and project tracking. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to create a table. Okay, so I will say I'm going to store the data in the into the table. Go down or select one lake data hub. From here, you will be able to select your fabric items. So here by default it is selected as a table, then load to existing table. No, I want to create a new table, so I selected because I don't have any table. So for right now, if you select this, you will get an options, another options to this. Okay, this is the schema, this is the column mapping and all. Then if you want to enable the partitioning, you can enable. Okay, I don't want to do this because this is a small set of data. Let's say you have a data for the couple of years, then you can do the partitioning. Okay, and this is my new pipeline, meaning this is the activity. Okay, not pipeline, we can say, right? So this pipeline is in a running state now. Okay, so I have these two copy activities. Okay, great. So I think still this is in running mode. Let's wait. Okay, it will create a table in my lake house and you will be able to see that, but you need to wait until it gets finished. Okay, so successfully ran demo pipeline. Okay, so now if I refresh this view of the sales lake house, so here you can see that COVID tracking is a new table created. Okay, unfortunately, something went bad and the data preview it is not showing, but it should show the data preview. Okay, it shows 0 columns, 0 rows. Not sure why this is, but I was not getting any error. Okay, so similarly, I created this bicycle and holiday. Here you can see the data is loaded, and okay. So it was in process to load. Okay, so this is the data we have loaded, right? So inside of one pipeline, you can have many activity. You can have many activity. Even you can have the data flow. Once you create the once you copy the file from someone, then from that file you can do the transformation, then you inject the data. So that kind of things you can do with the pipeline. The meaning is, and even multiple activities, multiple data flows at the same parallelly, you can run all these. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to run both these. Okay, both these activity, copy data activity. Okay, run at the same time, run at the same time. Even want if you want to run something else at the same time, what I can do is I can add a data flow also here. Okay, so this is the data flow. Then if I click, okay, what you need to do is you need to select the data flow, come to the setting, and from here you can pick this. Okay, so this data flow will be executed when I trigger or when I say the run this pipeline. Okay, all these activities will be completed simultaneously. Okay, so we can say run, save and run. Okay, so running pipeline. Here you can see that, okay, great. The view is updated. So data flow is running at the same time. Okay, this is queued. This is running first. Okay, this is in progress. All these activities will be executed parallelly, or we can say that at the same time. This is what the best in a pipeline. This is what meaning you can add the data flows in pipeline, or you can add the couple of activities to perform the same things at the same time. At the same time. Okay, so this gets succeeded. This is still in the process, but it will take a couple of minutes, might be, to get finished, or in a minute or in a 2 minutes, it will get finished. So the meaning of pipeline is that the group of logical activity that you can execute at the same time, or you can execute back to back. So how to execute back to back? Okay, so you can define the flow, how these activities should execute. Let's say when it copies the data from this, on successful. So there are events, okay, on skip, on successful, on fail, and on completion. Okay. So if this get succeeded, I would like to execute the next. If this gets succeeded, I would like to execute the next. If I have to define the flow in this way, it will perform the execution in the same way. Okay. So let me see. What we would like to view is not this view run history. Okay. So this is the run history. Two are succeeded. One is yet to be finished. Okay. So what I am going to do is I am going to define the term, or I'm going to define, or to decide what to execute after what in a pipeline is called data orchestration. You can define the flow of activity. This is what called data orchestration. So all my activities are finished successfully. Okay. There is nothing pending. Okay, let me clear this. Fine. So if you want to execute this back to back, you can define the flow. Okay. And again, if you run this, uh, so I'm running, but now it will change the way of execution. Earlier it was executed at the, meaning all the activities are executed at the same time, but now here you can say that it is running one. Once this get completed, next activity will be executed. And let me say view, okay, home, view run history. Okay, so here this is in progress, but this view I was not looking. Okay, right. So for this view, I was looking. So this get completed. Now this is executing this data flow. After the data flow one gets completed, this activity will be executed. So this way of execution we call it as a data orchestration. So all these things are comes under the pipeline. Even this is a pretty much simple in Fabric because there is no code you have to write. Okay. So there are many ways to get the data into the Fabric. Out of that, we discussed in last session what is the data flow. To in this session, I'm going to discuss the pipeline activity. We saw how to create a pipeline and all. So now let's understood something about the pipeline. So what we can say, this data pipeline is a set of activity. Okay, it's not pipe, it should be a pipeline. Okay, it's a set of logical activity used to move the data from one source to destination. Okay, and it is not necessary to perform ETL operations. So meaning it is not necessary to perform ETL. Okay, you can copy the data as it is, you can copy the files, you can copy data into the tables. Okay, but in between, if you want to perform the ETL, you can do that. We can add the data flows and all. Okay, to perform obviously ETL. So in pipeline, you will not see much activities here. Okay, to transform the data, but yes, so you can use data flow. You can use notebook to transform the data if you want to perform the data, and you can add the notebook execution in between. Okay, so you can have the script. You can just view the script for it. Then store procedures. Even SQL can be added here. Okay, even Teams and Outlooks you can add as an then to refresh the semantic model you can add this. Then Azure Databricks you can add. So lots of activities are there. You can see all activities are here. Even Azure function, lots of things are there. Okay, so all these you can add. You can add machine learning and all to this pipeline. So this is the view of Azure Factory. Okay, so we will come to the point, but we are focusing on the pipeline. Just understood what does the pipeline for us. So it It is a way, pipeline is a way the data flow from one system to another, and it consists a series of steps that carried out in a specific order, the way I saw it. And that is nothing but data orchestration. So you might come around the word called a data orchestration in data world. Okay, so with the output of one step acting as an input for the next. Okay, so here we are not doing that. Individual activities was there, I executed, but yes, you can perform in the way that you can take the let's say I save the CSV file into the lake house. From that lake house, whatever the file is saved, from that file you can perform the data transformation, and then you can load the data into the lake house table. So that kind of pipeline you can create. So data integration, obviously we saw how we can inject the data injection by using copy activity and all. Even by using data flow also you can perform the injection. Okay, data injection. Then data transformations using data flow, that is nothing but Power Query you can perform by using notebook and SQL. I just shown you, you can add the SQLs, conditions, for each loop, and lots of activities are there. If you want to see all the activities, you can see. We will explore each and every activity, but not at this moment. Okay, then you can run the Spark pool jobs also. Okay, then data storage, lakehouse or data warehousing you can use. So we know how we can use the data storage to store the data. Then data analytics, pipeline can be used in the Power BI or in the SQL pool or in the machine learning integration. Even data orchestration, we just saw these pipelines allow user to automate the process of moving data, executing transformation and scheduling tasks. And this ensure the pipeline runs on a regular basis with the minimal manual intervention. So you can schedule it. Okay, so if you go to the home, there is an option to schedule. You can define at what time it should trigger and all. So this kind of automation you can do definitely. Okay, and triggers is the way to automate the pipeline execution based on the time. Okay, it could be a event or time based. Then right, we saw how we can create a pipeline, how we can copy the data directly into the lakehouse table, or how we can copy the file into the lakehouse. That's what we saw. Data source, destination, configuration, everything we saved. Then we saved how we can save and run the pipeline. So if you want to run it again, here is a run button. You can run anytime. Okay, you can trigger the run button as per your convenience. Next is define and schedule. So if I schedule it, okay, so it is asking uh at what time, meaning the schedule refresh is turned off. Okay, so let's say enable it. So I will say scheduler on. By a minute, by hourly, by daily, by weekly you want to run. So you can select the time frequency. Then every 15 minutes, if it is a minute, if I select a week, so it is showing the day and the start date and end date you can specify, and then you can say apply. It will automatically run the pipeline. Similarly, triggers, this is in preview. Okay, so select event, you can select the event and all. So set alert when this should get executed and all. So Azure Blob Storage event or Fabric Workspace item event. So based on the event you can trigger. So this is still under the preview. Okay. So meaning we can say that this is under the development, or this can be, meaning at the back end you can say that there is something called data activator is now in preview. Okay. So if something is happened in workspace, so this flow will be, or this pipeline will be executed, right? Then add logical activities. We saw how we can add logical activities, and then delete the pipeline. So what you can do is, if you want to delete the pipeline, go to the workspace, go to the pipeline, and from here you can select this delete option. Okay. So now what we will do is we will create one pipeline here. So let me remove all these activities. Okay. And what I did is here, if I come to the workspace, okay, I don't want to close this. Yes. In the lake house, and images and all. So here you can see that I have a couple of files for the holiday, public holiday. I have a table. So I don't need this. Okay, for this trial, I created this. So we will create one pipeline and we will execute the activities back to back. So we will see how this works. Okay, so NYC taxi green, or how we can add Outlook event. That is also that's what we can see. Okay, so city safety settles. Okay, this is what, no, let's speak the CSV or any kind of file. 5 KB. Okay, parquet file. This is CSV file. So we need not to worry about the what type of data file we are picking up. Okay, so it will be taken care while creating a pipeline. So if I would like to create the table, but not as it is the way we created. Okay, if we use the copy assistant, what it is doing is it is simply copying all the data, but I have to filter out the data. I have to do something on the data. Okay, so we will create this table. Let me delete this public holiday table. So again, we will create this public holiday table using this pipeline activity. Okay, so here, if I go to this, so our first intention is to make the connection. Okay, so what I can do is I can use the data flow. Okay, and here, in case if I have to select the data flow, what I can do, I can create a new data flow, because existing data flow is not there to perform the transformation and all, or to read the data. And then what we can say is okay, so to read the data and perform the transformation, so I have to filter out the data for this public holiday. Okay, well, let's select the another file. Okay, so here in lake house, you can upload the files. Okay, if I go and if I select this, so here if I come to the download, okay, this is not required for me. And okay, this is CSV, this is CSV, this is CSV. I am just looking for the one of the CSV file or Excel file. That will be a great. So we can upload the file. Okay, there is something called a sales file. Okay, okay, here it is. So you can upload the files directly into the lakehouse by using this upload file option. Right. Okay, let me refresh this so that you will be able to see the file. That file. Okay, so here it is. Right. This is sales.csv. I just uploaded. So now what I want to do is I want to create a data flow to read this file, and then I would like to uh, perform this some kind of transformation. So transformation you can do in the notebook, in the data flow, or in the using SQLs and all. So that we will see later on how we can use that. But here we are familiar with the data flow. So let me create new data flow. And let's make the connection Okay. So here I'm going to select this because I would like to select the file from this lake house. So I'm going to make the connection with the lake house file first. Okay. It is saying it is connecting to the lake house. Okay. So here there is something called sales.csv. Okay. This is what the file I would like to use. Right. Then I will say create. So what I did is I just created a connection with the source. Now it is reading the data. Right. And now what I will do is I will perform some kind of transformation here. So let me select this and go to the transform data, and then from the date, I will say I would like to give here date only. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. So like this, we can do, or what I can do is I can create a new column, and then from date, I will say year. Okay. So this is what I did, and let me perform the way we use the query editor. Similarly, you are using the query editor here. I don't want to get the data for all the years, so I will select only 16 and 7. I'm interested in these 2 years, so I'm going to filter out the data. Okay, so this is how you can do the transformations on the data using the query editor. So we are using just a data flow, but lots of things you can do. You can create new columns and all the whatever you can do in the query editor, you can do here also. So I'm going to publish this. Okay, this will be published here in the workspace. It will come, so it should show. Okay, this is still under the publication. Okay, so now data flow is published. Data flow one, the name of data flow is, we have not changed, so it is data flow one. So what it will do, initially it will validate, and it will do the publish. Once it gets published, it will refresh. Okay. Then here the data flow is successfully published. Then what I want is I would like to, okay. So we have not yet selected the destination for it. We have not stored the data, and we are trying to run it. Okay, no issues. It is running. Let me cancel. Okay, there is no way to cancel it. But yes, what I can do, let's wait. And here I have to select the data flow one. Let me refresh. This is had to be refreshed and published. Okay. So now from here, I'm able to select this. Right. So at the very first place, what I want to do is I want to execute this. So what I did, I connected to the one specific source. What I did, I connected to the one specific source, that is the file in the lake house. That is the file in the lake house. This file. Now I would like to store the data in the form of table. That we know that. Okay, how we can. So we can connect, we can select as a destination here, or let's wait. So you can say add a destination. I will say lake house. Then I'll say next, and demo. Okay, this is my fabric. This is the container for this. This will be the new table name it is going to create. And why this? Okay, so let me select. Okay, sales house. This is the container for me. So here in this sales lake house, sales table will be created. Specified table already exists in the sales lake house. Okay, this is a exists. So I will say sales underscore new demo. Okay, so I will create this table. Now I will say save setting, and I again need to publish the data flow. So we have changed the few transformation, so we have added destination. So let me publish this. So the moment its execution gets finished, okay, so again it is publishing, then it will refresh, and you will see a new table created in the workspace or in the lake house. Okay, go to the workspace and then go to the lake house. So let's wait until this gets finished. Okay, so data flow publication and refresh is completed. If I come here and if I refresh this, so you can see that this sales new demo table is created just by the data flow which we have executed, or this is what the data we are able to see. Okay, so earlier there was no year column. Here I have year column, and this data is filtered for the 17 and 16 year, right? So this is the one activity in pipeline. So now what I would like to do is another activity I would like to perform, that let's say go to the activities and select the Outlook. If this data flow gets filled, what I would like to do is I would like to trigger the one email. Okay, on fail notification we should send. You can send the notification in the teams also. I can, this is still okay, these two are in the preview, but this is fine. Okay, we can try this. So if I select this, go to the setting, and then first you need to sign in, creating a new email connection. Okay, it will pop up for your email ID and all. So from which, so I selected the email ID, then I confirmed Outlook access. Okay, fine. So what kind of activity you would like to perform once this get connected? So I would like to notify, sign in this as this is my email ID. Meaning from this email ID, email will be triggered. Then perform to this is okay. This is the another email ID from let's say my organization I have selected. Then here you can write. Uh, you can dynamically add the content, that information about the pipeline and all, but I don't want to do this. Okay, I'm just saying, hi, your pipeline is failed. Okay, fine. So this is CC sensitivity replied to. Okay, so lots of things are there. Not interested in all this, but yes. So what I would like to do is I would like to save this. Okay, so this pipeline is created. Now I am going to running the pipeline. Okay, so meanwhile I will open the Outlook also to see whether the email is receiving or not. But how this flow will get failed, right? So what I need is, so we have connected that flow with the this sales.csv file. Let me delete this. Okay. Now if I run this, so the source file will not be available, so it will not run this activity successfully, and it will get failed. Okay. So now let me run this pipeline. So I have started running. Okay. So you can see that this is in process, and here you will be able to see the data flow execution. Will this work or will this not work? It should not work because we have deleted the file. Okay, and let's wait. So here, Okay, so this is successfully executed. So this event will not be triggered. Okay, until this gets failed. And the issue is that there is issue. What file I used then? Obviously, I connected to that file, but still that file is not exist, and it says it is successfully executed. Let me see the preview for this table. Okay, if I go to the data flow one, is the source available? No, right? So query setting. Yeah, from that file, not supported by the. Okay, and how I can make this fail then? Insert a step, or let's say, because I removed the file, if I say refresh, will it be able to refresh the preview? How it should? It is working. That's why it is not. Meaning it copies the data. Okay. When I create analysis on this tab, we connected to the lake house. Okay, inserted, filtered, everything is fine. Yeah. So let me go to this and let's delete this also. So somehow I have to make that data flow one gets failed. Okay. But here the problem is it is going to create a new, it is going to create new table. Okay. So that thing we can do. And if I go to this lake house, then if I say next, new table will be created. Okay. This is the condition. Okay. In that case, everything is fine. So what I will do is, let me close this. Okay. Somehow I would like to make this fails. I will say delete. So what I did, I deleted the lake house. So it is not going to create a lake house, and this will get failed. Okay, hopefully. So earlier we saw, if I run this, if this doesn't get fail, okay, or if this succeeded, the next activity will not be triggered, right? Or this will not be ran. So now once again, I'm going to run the pipeline. Okay, so let's wait what it does. Ideally, it should fail, and I'm waiting for that movement to trigger the next activity. Okay, great. So here you can see that data flow execution gets failed. And if on fail, what we have decided is if this gets failed, this should execute. So Outlook activity is executed, right? And so now I would like to see the email, if the email is triggered or not, right? So the moment you hear, you can see that when the pipeline gets failure, I received this, hi, your pipeline is failed, right? So I logged in here on the Outlook, and you can see that. So this is how the pipeline can be created for the couple of activities. Okay, this is not the only few activities we saw, but yes, we will explore each and every activity from the list of all these activities. Okay, so be stick to the web champ, I would like to say. And thank you so much for watching the video. Do not forget to subscribe web champ. Have a nice day.